Okay, I want to see how I'm doing here. So I'm going to look at it from the front. Whoop. Yeah, orthographically. And I'm going to turn on my empty. I want to make sure that I turn off the back view and turn on the front view. And here I can kind of see that I'm off a little bit. So I'm going to, again, go back to my grab. And again, I don't need to necessarily follow this exactly. But I think that I can kind of abandon it whenever. But I think that I want to keep this idea for a while. I mean, kind of like follow that until I'm starting to get really happy with the form. I can see that the pecs right here at the corner are up kind of too high. So I think what I'll do is I'll kind of pull that down. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. And again, if the arms, are looking too cut, too muscular, I can always kind of go in between and kind of do one of that, kind of bridge the gaps a little bit. And it's going to look like the skin is kind of stretched over the muscles. Obviously the hands and the feet are going to be the most time-consuming elements that we have left. And it can be kind of easier to work on that when you know that, if you're happier with kind of the rest of the model, and it's going to feel maybe less daunting. And what happens is that when you start really, rotating this around, making adjustment after adjustment after adjustment, eventually what's going to happen is that when you rotate, you're like, oh, well, that looks good. And, well, that looks good. And eventually you're going to be like, well, wait a minute, I don't need to make any adjustments. And then obviously, that you're done, right? It takes a while to get there, obviously. But I feel like, again, just kind of being patient. Here I think I'm going to kind of do this. I'm going to kind of go in with my masking, and I kind of want to re-emphasize the rib area. So more like just kind of really help give this guy a little bit of structure. So I'm kind of thinking about where the rib cage would be. And maybe what I'll do is mask off up here. This is kind of where the ribs would be. Something like that. And then invert the mask. So mask, invert. And I can see that Control I is invert. And then I could grab and just kind of make this a little bigger. And it's going to be very, very subtle. Okay. Clear mask. And, I mean, that might even be too much. But again, I think that, I love that idea of really having the bone structure, feel like there's bones that are driving the conversation of the form. And, same with the pelvis. I feel like down here, it's good to have good form down here as well. Okay, great. And the butt shape on males is going to be actually significantly different than females. So I feel like it's going to be kind of a little more squarish, and again, that has to do with fat pads, so just kind of be mindful of that.